Barbara, now that I know some of the basics of how a worksheet is set up, what I really need to do is I need to document my monthly numbers and then summarize those. Can you help me with that?
Sure. In fact, we just talked about those different sheet tabs. You can make a sheet tab for January, February, and so forth, and then you can have a sheet tab that is the summary of that data.
Oh, that's a great idea.
So let's do this first. Let's go on and add that summary sheet tab. Notice down at the bottom you have sheet 1, sheet 2, and sheet 3. And just to the right of that, do you see that little picture of a worksheet and it has a little star up there on it?
I do.
If you point to it, notice the screen tip tells you it's Insert Worksheet.
Okay.
So let's just click.
Oh, wow.
And there's sheet 4.
That was quick.
Bingo. There you have it. And notice now that's the active sheet because it's the sheet tab that's white.
Oh, okay.
And if you wanted to go back to
Gray.
sheet 1, you could just click on it and you're on sheet 1.
Great.
Now to name these sheet tabs, let's start with sheet 1. That's January. So one of the ways you can name a sheet tab is just to double click where it says sheet 1 and see it just highlights the text, and when text is highlighted you just type and replace and hit enter. And there you go. So you could do sheet 2 the same way, and that would be February.
Now, is this the only way that I can name a sheet?
No, there are multiple ways you can do it. Let's on sheet 3, right click. And notice you have a menu up there, and for one thing, inserts up there, so I could have added a worksheet that way.
Okay.
But also, the third item on the list is rename. So let's click rename, and then it just highlights it. So if your hand's already on the mouse, might as well just right click instead. And let's take sheet 4 and name it summary, whichever method you prefer to do.
Now, I noticed when we were working with that right click that it also had tab color. Talk to me about that.
Right, I can take these sheet tabs and color code them for easy access. So sometimes it's a little harder to look and see the words, but the color pops out to us.
Okay.
So let's do that with the summary sheet tab.
All right.
Right click on it, and you'll notice it's about halfway, 2/3 of the way down, tab color.
Yeah.
And you get these colors that pop up. Over there about the 5th column, let's choose that bottom burgundy color. Of course, you could choose any color you want. Now, do you notice a visual difference here?
Not a whole lot.
Yeah, it's got a slight shading, but go click on one of the other sheet tabs. Now you see there's that burgundy color.
Great.
So you can easily find it, and you can color code tabs that are related to each other with the same color if you wanted to.
Now, the summary, I really would like to look at that first when I open up the file. So do I need to get rid of that and do another one?
You don't have to. You're saying you want it in front of the January tab.
Yes.
We can move sheet tabs around. We can reorder them however we want. One of the ways that we can do that is we can click and just drag the sheet tab over.
Oh,
And you
there's a
see that little black
arrow.
arrow? Yeah. When it gets in front of January, just let go. And there you go. You have it in front.
Okay, that's perfect.
Now, if you decided you wanted it elsewhere, go on and right-click on it. This is another way. Notice you have Move or Copy, 4th in the list. I can move it, or I can make a copy of it, and the copy would be called Summary, and then it would have a 2 in brackets next to it.
Okay.
So just go on and click on that one, and let's just move it to the end. Just click on Move to End there. And notice down below there is a checkbox. If I wanted it to be a copy, I would just choose Create a Copy.
Oh, that's perfect. So I don't have to recreate maybe a format that I've already put in there.
Right. If you have it laid out with headers and formulas already, and you want to just copy that over so all that information's already there, you can create a copy.
All right.
So we'll click OK. And there you have it. We've moved it back. Now another thing, do you ever share your spreadsheets with other people?
Sometimes, yes.
Do you want them to see all of the raw data?
No, I don't.
No. In fact, based on this sheet that we're starting to create, with this workbook that we're trying to create, what sheet tab do you think you'd want them to see?
I really want them to focus on the summary.
The summary. We can hide the other tabs.
Okay.
And then when you send it to them, they won't have it. So let's right-click on January. Right-click. There you go. And notice 3rd from the bottom you have Hide.
Okay.
And you just click that. And that tab disappears.
Now, is it gone? Did I lose that?
No, it's just hidden. It's in the background, but it's not visible. And they don't even know it's there.
Okay.
All right? So you can do that with the February.
Now I notice that there's an unhide now
Right.
as well.
Once you've hidden a sheet tab, when you do that right click, go back and right click now, unhide becomes available because there's something to unhide. Notice it has 3 dots after unhide. Do you know what we call those 3 dots?
No, what do we call them?
It's an English term. It's an ellipsis.
Oh, okay.
Now,
What
when
does that
you
mean?
get on Jeopardy and they say, what do 3 dots mean in English? It's an ellipsis. And what it means is there's more to come. So in other words, whenever we see that, notice move or copy also has the 3 dots. Then that means a dialog box is going to pop up. So let's click on unhide. See, there it is.
Oh, okay.
And you can select the sheet that you want to unhide and click OK.
And it will come right
And it
back. Oh,
comes
that's
right
great.
back. And you can go on and unhide the other 2 too.
And then they're all back.
And they are all back. So we have looked at the worksheets and changed around the sheet tabs a little bit. What other questions do you have?
Well, it looks like I can add quite a few of these sheets to this. I can change the color and name them and also hide them if I need
Right.
to. So that's a great start. Now I think I'm ready to put some information in these.
Great. So in the next module, we're going to be looking at entering text and numbers in a spreadsheet.